That's me turned the mic on. Can you give me a little thumbs up if you can hear me? And good morning to all who are here. Hi, Raven Hobbies, Tanker Bricks. Yeah, it's going to be Father's Day today. So some of you have been out with your fathers. Did I say farmers? Some of you are fathers. So I hope it's all been excellent for you guys, but it'll probably be a wee bit quiet because obviously some people will be out with families and stuff. So let's get into it. So yesterday I played at the Art of War tournament in Falkirk, and yeah, we're going to share with what I saw on those tables. It's not really a meta. It was a small fun tournament, but we'll kind of go over it and let you see what's going on. And yeah, so tonight, welcome to the WarHQ's Sunday Briefing. Seems like this is what we're going to be calling it, but if you've got any better ideas, please let me know. And also, I would like to find out what you guys think would be a good name for all you regular people. At the moment, I'm sticking with my regulars, and thank you very much to everybody who is helping to make the YouTube such a screaming success already. Can't thank you people enough. It really makes a huge difference. All the comments is fantastic, and we are moving way too fast for my poor little old body to keep up, but we're getting there, lads. So moving on, so the Art of War tournament report. It was held in Falkirk. Fantastic venue. We got pizza for lunch. That was absolutely fabulous. And yeah, I think I had way too much pizza. Everybody got 2 large Greggs slices of pizza. Greggs is a bakery here in the UK, and they were wonderful. I think I ended up having about 5 because there was way too much. So yeah, I didn't need my tea that night or anything. So I was helping Craig set up and TO, but I did spend quite a bit of the day doing a video and editing a video, but it wasn't too much. It was really nice. We had 18 guys there on 9 lovely tables, and it was an escalator de-escalator, so 600-point battle, a 1250-point battle, and a 1000-point battle throughout the day. Everybody was very well behaved, and it was more of a kind of fun tournament. It wasn't terribly serious, although there were some serious players, but everybody kind of mixed in, and it was really rather nice. And you know, yeah, encourage new guys to come along to tournaments. They'll get a few games, they'll meet a lot of people, and as you all know, the Bolt Action crowd is a really quite friendly crowd, and they will welcome them and they will help them out and give them various teaching points. So what nations and types are on the road? So we took a few pictures. Let me see if I can get the pictures up. Let's start off at the top, because I know those are pictures of the actual armies, and then we'll come on to the pictures of the guys that won them. So give me a second while I get the pictures up here, and then I need to come in and share my screen with you. Pixel, that should do it. There we go. Can I make these slightly bigger? No, bigger, not smaller. That's probably too big, chaps. Oh, come on, you can do it, Paul. Go on, just a wee bit bigger. Yeah, that'll probably do. So you can see lovely Dak army here, beautifully done. And let's go and have a look at what else. A few close-ups there, really nice. A lot of people had really nice armies. I wasn't one of them because mine isn't painted yet. And as you can see, good amount of detail. Love the shirt on that one. And then we have, oh, this was the 600-point army. For those that you are into the one box challenge, this was quite interesting. And yeah, look at that. That's another 600-point army list there. The Water Buffalo there, taking all those lovely Marines right up. So lots of interesting stuff in the 600. This is a full 1250 point. You get an idea of what's going on there. We've got the rocket launcher at the back, the 2 howitzers, and the transports. We've got a bazooka jeep. Yeah, nice. I think that was Brian's list. Don't know if Brian's on tonight. He might be, but he might be out with the family. And then we've got a little Soviet list here. Is this a Soviet list? Looks like it. Or is it? Yeah, it is a Soviet list. That was quite nice. This is the army that took the prize. I think this is the Tusk's army. This is took the prize for having killed the most units in the day. So, you know, take what you will from that, lads. Look at what he's got. And this is we showed you the 600 point list. This is the 1250 list with the extras that he's added in there. That Opel Blitz was nasty. Really interesting model. Another German list. This is Mark Lermonth, as you can see, beautifully painted. I'm pretty sure this one did get nominated for Best Painted, although I don't think it won. But it was a really nicely done wee army, and his wee display tray there was fabulous. Some close-ups of that there. Obviously spent a little bit of time on that, Mark. And one of our club members at Dwarf, you can see the club logo at the back there. That's our local club in Dunfermline. What else we got? Here we've got British. By the looks, is that British? Or was it American? No, that was definitely British. And that one did quite nicely. Where am I going, Paul? Get back to the right page. What else have we got here? Oh, it's taken a bit far away, but that was little British 8th Army there, and some close-ups of that army. He's got his brain carriers there. Yeah, nicely done. Lots of lovely painting. It is part of the hobby. One of the bits of the hobby that I find most relaxing, although just at the moment with the YouTube, I find it quite difficult to find time to do as much paint as I would like. I think this is is this a 600 point? Might be 1,000 point army there. Germans, winter. I think there's a mixture of a couple of different German armies there just to make it up for the day. And another British army here. Lots of the scout cars there. Some close-ups. Again, really nicely painted army, this one. And of course, look at those lovely marine berets. My favorite army of the day, obviously, being a Royal Marine player myself. And then another German army. So heavily, lots of German lists. And you can see this one's got quite a lot of scout cars. Now, I played this list in my first game, which I'll come on to, and it was those scout cars. I'm just going to go back a shot here because we've got the other scout car. I had a Panzer Bush. We've got a 222 with the autocannon, and we've got the other autocannon half-track there. And I think the other half-track at the back is the transport, was the other vehicle in the 600-point list. But we'll go over that in a second. Gives you a bit more of a view of it there, a full view of it. Quite a lot. That's his 1250 list laid out there. And then, so that was Matus. He got the prize for taking the most dice off on the day. And Brian from my club, he got a couple of awards on the day. He got the wooden spoon. I think that's the first time he's ever had a wooden spoon. Poor Brian, but he did enjoy his day, I think. And he also got the prize for, that was Best Painted. That was Matthew. Lovely painted army. And Brian also got the for being the pacifist award for the day. He scored the least kills in the day. So that was a wee fun prize we were doing. And then third place was for Schooner. Second place for James. And first place, Pavel, fantastic. He played really well. He likes to play hard, Pavel. Played him a couple of times, and I love playing against him. Lovely man. Deserved his win, and everybody had a good day. Really nice. That's really the photographs there from the event. Now, we're running another event very shortly in October the 10th. As you're aware, let's just take that off screen for just now, and you can get my beautiful face up here. So, what surprised me at the tournament was actually all the different armies. There was lots of different things. There was not one thing that everybody brought. With it being a fun tournament, you're likely to get more variation, but it was really nice to see. And in the first game, one of the players turned up a little bit late, and I was asked to step in for the first game. So I took my wee French list, wherever they are. Easy Army, bring up the French list. Give me a second. We'll let you see what I was playing with eventually, if I could work these screens. Give me Easy Army. There we go. Share that. There we go. So this was the list I played on the day. This is a list that Bo Mortensen from Bo Mortensen's. Go and have a look him up on YouTube. Just look for Bo Mortensen. There isn't too many. He does tactical information, which is really quite interesting at times. It's well worth following if you get a chance. But you can see just 494 points. Well, I didn't think of any. He obviously didn't want to give me the extras there. I've got 7 order dice in here. It was all regular, as you can see. Just infantry. We've got 2 sections with Tough Fighter on there. I've got my forward observer, boys anti-tank team, light mortar, and this is what I played with, or something very similar to that. Was it that one? Yes, I'm pretty sure that was the list. Oh, no, it wasn't. This was a list. Sorry, I take that all back, chaps. I'm talking rubbish here. Let me bring you up the actual list, because it was a list of, it wasn't actually normal infantry. It was a list of French Foreign Legion. All right, guys, here we go. This is the one I actually played on the day. 600 points for the first game. Yeah, 594. So just 9 dice, which is about right, I suppose, for that. So lots of veterans here. This is why I did so well. There you go. So just 2 units of French Foreign Legion, light machine guns, usual stuff, forward observer, boys anti-tank team, and a second heavy weapons team with 2 mortars and another boys anti-tank team. I played against the German army that I said earlier, and I was very, very lucky. So second turn, I bring in the artillery observer. He takes out the 222, and so third turn, he takes out the, can't remember which one of the vehicles. I took out, I think it was the half track, and I think he maybe took out the officer. And so I just held back. We were just playing for dice, so whoever got the most dice. I was already 3 dice up kind of before we started, and I just held back, and the mortars did most of the rest of the damage. I assaulted the Panzerbusch half track with my 3-man artillery squad, assaulted him, took that out, and I ended up with, there was 3 secret objectives. I managed to take all 3 objectives. I took 8 dice off. I think he had 2 dice left at the end, but I was rolling 6s when I needed to roll 6s, and when he needed to roll 3s to hit, he was rolling 1s and 2s. So the score didn't really reflect the game because I was very lucky. But I was happy with my win. Had really good fun and hope my opponent did. We had a good laugh anyway, if nothing else. And so, yeah, a good, glorious outing for the French for the first time. And I really enjoyed the game, but then I would enjoy the game, wouldn't I, if I was winning? So, yeah, excellent stuff. Key moments in the game. Yeah, key moments were basically the forward artillery observer doing all the damage and meaning I didn't really have a lot of work to do. But other than that, as I say, tournament went excellently well. And now the next tournament that Craig and I are running is October the 10th. It's the Art of War Blitzkrieg, which is going to be the 500-point tournament. Now, I'm going to play my one-box challenge army. So be looking out for that. So I'm building my French one-box challenge army. But I'm also going to do another challenge army. Way back when I was working for Warlord, I mentioned to John Stallard that I was very interested in Operation Chariot. That was the commando raid down at Saint Nazaire, where they crashed the old, I think it was an old American frigate into the dry dock gates to destroy that facility so that the big ships like Tirpitz and Scharnhorst couldn't get repaired if they needed repair. And there was one of the squads in that raid where they all went kilted up. So I'd mentioned this to John and we were chatting about it. I said, I just wish I could get enough kilted legs. And he almost immediately went away, got somebody to cast the legs for Bill Millen, the Piper. So I have about 20 legs. Unfortunately, they're all the same pose. And I'm thinking I'll actually go ahead with that little project, which would be great for a 500-point project to do, one of the small part of that raiding force. If you ever get a chance, it's very interesting. And there are 2 or 3 videos on YouTube about it. It's a wonderful story. So go and have a look at that, because I won't go on. I like to go on about commandos and the Royal Marines. So we'll be looking into that. And the tournament's on the 10th of October. That's Art of War Blitzkrieg. The pack is up now and it's up on YouTube. Maybe next week I'll make sure I have the link for it if anybody's local enough to want to come. But we're actually thinking of another little surprise. So maybe next week I will release that idea for you all. What else have we got on that? Yeah, but that was it, really. Something to take away from this little tournament we just had, just before we leave off on that subject, is a lot of the guys just had fun making up and putting in the units that their favorite units and things. And that was nice to see. And it was nice to see, I think, at least to our faces, everybody said they had a really good time. And it looked as though they were having a good time. And that's really what the hobby is about, is having fun. And I can thoroughly recommend the tournament in Falkirk. Anything run in that little place. Was it called Arena? The Falkirk Arena? Something like that. It was wonderful. So look out for those and highly recommend those. So before we move on to the next bit, what have we got? We've got a few good evening messages. Thank you all. That's brilliant. Segmentin amateur evening. Thought I would pop in while I paint my M24 Chaffee. Fantastic. We love a Chaffee. Fast vehicle goes in ambush. Well, what don't you like about a Chaffee? That sounds great. Tanker Bricks. Aloha, Tanker Bricks. You are one of my most regulars. I've made a start on my Soviet NKVD Soviet list. Got a sniper and 2 anti-tank rifle teams built. Fabulous. Love to hear it. Thanks, Raven Hobbies. Yeah, there were some beautifully painted armies. Unfortunately, none of my stuff made it into the photographs. It's all half painted. And sometime we'll give you a little bit of update on one of these Sunday night sessions and let you see how I'm getting on. Tank of bricks in version 2. I like to use Battle of France for my first army. Yeah, the French army were pretty all right actually in version 2. And believe it or not, I do have another French army, and they did all right. They actually won a tournament even in version 3. But I used French cavalry, so I've got camels, got guys on camels. They were actually pretty good. So we've had a little bit of luck with the French. I think they're punching slightly above their weight. And yes, it was Jeremy Clarkson that did a nice video on Operation Chariot. I'm not a big fan of Jeremy Clarkson, although he is very entertaining. I'll give him that. But he did a very good thing. I think his father-in-law actually took part in the raid, and I think he was awarded a VC. No, his father was awarded a VC father-in-law was awarded a VC at Market Garden, but he went ahead and actually did a video on Operation Chariot, and it is an excellent video. Thoroughly recommend it. So thanks for that. Tank of bricks. Florida are eccentric. My gosh, I bet they're eccentric in Florida. But anyway, love it. Love the name Florida. Just got a new Soviet bolt action and K-47 army. Oh, K-47. I'm dying to get started on K-47. At the moment, the YouTube channel is giving me enough work at the moment, but we will cover some K-47 as I get into it. Tank of bricks has uploaded a video. If you have a moment, Tank of bricks, why don't you send a link to everybody who's watching tonight? And I'll certainly go and have a look at it myself. If you could put up a wee link to it, that would be fantastic. And Segmentum saying the Chaffee is for a doubles. He's playing on Sunday. Ooh, next project is Partisans, maybe for Falkirk. Ooh, Midlands to Scotland is hard, though. To be fair, it is a little bit hard. But if you come up, you get a fantastic welcome, even if you are from that other country down south that we won't mention. We can be quite friendly when we want to be if you want to make it up. If you are coming, let me know, and we'll do what we can to assist with that. But yeah, the doubles. Let us know how you get on the doubles segment. I would love to hear. Okay, moving on. The one box challenge update. Well, the one box challenge update, if I could actually say it, is going really nicely. Let's close one down and let's bring up the boot camp in Facebook. So this is where we're directing everything, and we're going to be doing everything through. This is, let's see if I can bring it up properly for you. There we go, Bolt Action Boot Camp. There is a link in this conversation a wee bit further up. If you give me a second, I will post it again. Where is it? Paste. There we go. Here's a link to the Bolt Action Boot Camp. Let me get it up on the big, though. That's not the one. Where is it? There's the Bolt Action Boot Camp. So we're going to run the one box challenge here for a while. So any updates, any pictures, work in progress, any thoughts? You can see there's a lot of stuff. People are getting in the photos here. It's really, really nice. And this is what it's actually all about. You see, they're getting feedback on them already. And that's lovely. It's about bringing the community together, showing your work, showing your passion for it. And, number 4 Commandos. I love number 4 Commandos. I love all Commandos, but I prefer Royal Marine Commandos. That's Lewis. Yeah, there we go. So you can see there's a lot of stuff going on. Everybody's getting into it. There's my ugly mug. Lovely. I love this stuff. So this stuff will be getting seen by Warlord as we get closer to the 10th of October. Once we have the actual challenge, look at that. Sticking on all those arms. He's got a wee factory going there, putting out his soldiers. Excellent. That wasn't for the challenge. Oh, come on, scrolling down. But as you can see, guys, if you want to go in there, give some of these people a bit of love, see what they're all doing, and there's the rules for the challenge. Let's go over the rules. So for the one box challenge, and these aren't the rules of the tournament on October 10th, but I'll be following these rules. We're allowed one Warlord Games infantry platoon box. So basically, it's 30 soldiers out of a box. Bits box raids are allowed, so you can use stuff out your bits box, and 3D printed parts are allowed, and you need to have a platoon legal 500-point force. Now, for the one box challenge, vehicles aren't allowed, and no second boxes. We don't want more than 30 people. 30 figures maximum is what you're allowed in your list. Some people have asked, can they 3D print the figures? And I would say it's in the spirit of the thing, and we're just having a bit of fun. So go ahead and use your 3D printed figures, but no more than 30. Want to see any of them armed with a V2 rocket or a V1 rocket. Okay, just keep it sensible, lads. But we're doing this for fun. It's a bit of passion. If you really want to use other bits and pieces, as I say, I'm going to do a 500-point list with the kilted legs that John Stallard gave me, because it's a kind of a passion project. And this is supposed to be a fun exercise, so don't get too hung up on the rules. If we'll call you out if we think you're pushing it a bit. And to be honest, it'd be quite funny if some of you pushed it a little bit and gave us something. But if you go into the group here, that's the Bolt Action Bootcamp. Come up. And you can post all your bits and pieces there. Warlord will get to see them. We'll pass them on. That would be fantastic. And I'll maybe get around sometime today on getting these participant requests done. Just remember to answer the questions that we ask you to get into the group. Otherwise, you will not get in unless you've agreed to the rules, you naughty, naughty lads. Let's get me back to that screen. Yay, look at me in the bottom there. Tanker Bricks has given us that link. Can I see the link? Can't see the link there, Tanker Bricks. But we'll have a look for it. If I can get it up at some stage, we'll get it up. If I open another window while I'm chatting away here, it's your handle at YouTube, Tanker Bricks. So what's else going on? So yeah, we've got that, as I said before, we've got the army boxes for prizes. And yeah, the community is really building really well. Thank you very much for that. And we'll probably have videos coming out in the next week or two. Let's see if I can put in Tanker Bricks and see what that comes up with. Having a wee look. This Tanker answered me there. Why can I not see the link? I can't see the link, Tanker Bricks, for some reason. Chat amongst yourself for a wee second, lads, while I get this sorted. Good. So yeah, while we're talking about Tanker Bricks, as it happens, he's doing his NKVD 69th Brigade on the defence of Tula, I think it was, October 1941. And yeah, that's exactly the sort of themed kind of list that we're going for. I've got Tanker Bricks here. Let me see if I can go in and bring him up for you all. You don't want the little extra details that I can find. There we go. So yeah, any of these little stories, that would be fabulous. If you could share any of those stories with us, guys, that would be great. Let's see if I can bring up Tanker Bricks so you can see his channel. If you can go and give him a little love, and if you like what you see, why not just subscribe? Oh, Lego Bricks. I remember seeing this this YouTube channel before. Let's see the video, see if I can see the video he's talking about. I would love to get in to modeling the doing some models if I could find out where to get them. I can't quite quickly see the. Oh, there it is. Is this it? No, that's 8 months ago. Latest. I don't actually see it there, Tank of Bricks. But anyway, everybody's had a wee look at the channel. So with a bit of luck, you'll get a little bit of love, and I'll go in and have a closer look later on. Brilliant. Okay, and oh, I can see the link now, Tank of Bricks. Well done. Segmentum Amateur is currently between French partisans and more towards the Italian partisans. All right, yes. And because it was part of his history. And those are exactly the type of things we're looking for the one box challenge. That's fabulous. And I know Brian, who sometimes shows up, as I say, his granddad was in the Highland Regiment, so he was doing he did an army based on that, which was fabulous. And I just love these passion projects. So the next thing, once we get the passion projects done, is let's try and get you winning a few games with your passion projects, because they don't always win games. We might be we might be passionate about something like my commandos, but sometimes they don't win very much. But if you take a little bit of time, have a look at the rules, you can get a few wins out of even the weirdest setups. I managed to come third at a 96-man tournament with my Dutch list, Dutch 1941, if you remember back to version 2, and that was pretty damn good. So for all you guys who are building for the one box challenge, do you want to just drop in the chat just now what nations you are building, just to let me see? That would be great. And what else are we up to here now? So if you want to win one of the army boxes in the one box challenge, as I've said, we want to see the build. We want to see if you've got a story to share with us, share the story. Even if it's a story about how you cut off the tip of your finger making that box, it would be brilliant. Let's get in there encouraging everybody and gets through to that finishing line, which is October the 10th, remember. And I'm going to try, I might even try and see if we can do a live feed of at least one of my games at that. And you can see how badly I actually play. So remember, join the Bolt Action Boot Camp group and you'll see the links that I've posted. There's a link up at the top. What have we got going? Paratroopers at Monte Cassino. I'm assuming British paratroopers, Jonathan. Americans for Lord Materius. Yeah, Tanker, we know you're doing the NKVD Soviets. Brilliant. Raven doing British and Canadian. Fabulous. Oh, I'm so encouraged and blessed by you guys all starting to join in. That's brilliant. Okay, let's have a look and see. So I'll give you a quick roundup of the YouTube channel because it's you guys that are making it. The YouTube channel is doing about 3,000 views a week at the moment, roughly, which is brilliant. And we're getting some good feedback. Old man yells at dice. I just love that handle. As a new player, I'm greatly enjoying your content. That's lovely, and I thank you very much. I'm sure you're exaggerating, but we'll take it. And Jimmy's Adventure from New Zealand, fantastic guy. Unless you have a solid hand holder in the hobby, I think he's meaning one of these little paint holders so you can paint figures. He says most people stop before their first real game. Well, that's exactly why the channel exists, really, for you to pass on these tips and hints to people that are new and coming in. Because the more people that we have coming in, the more people we have playing, the more people potentially that we can beat or encourage and have a bit of fun with, because that's what it's all about, is having a bit of fun. So from the video about the French list build, Roser 666. Ooh, don't know about that number. My wife bought me a French box for Father's Day. So the list I made is fantastic. Well, how was that? That was very appropriate, wasn't it? Lovely. Rules question. All right, let's have a look. So Swearwolf 4972. How does early, mid, late period work for tournaments? It doesn't really work for tournaments. There are some early war or late war tournaments, and there are one or two historical tournaments where you're expected to take a list with only the equipment they had at a particular theater available to them. But in general, I would say maybe 90% of tournaments, you take whatever you want. And really, an early war army can beat a late war army, no problem, and vice versa. It really depends on the player, I would say, more than the equipment you have. But late war tends to be more prevalent at tournaments and competitions because, for example, late war Germans can take Panzerfaust, which is an excellent deterrent for vehicles, whereas early war Germans can't. They're going to be armed potentially with boys anti-tank rifles, for example. And, so you've got a bit more choice of weaponry. But what you do get in early war armies is you tend to get tanks with lots of light machine guns and autocannons, which can be devastating, to be honest, and they tend to be a little bit cheaper than late war tanks that have got one shot. Whereas you've got somebody with an autocannon, they're going to fire 2 shots at you. If they got 2 autocannons on that vehicle, they're firing 4 shots on you. That increases your chances of hitting. And one of the great things in this game that we have is the more dice you're rolling to hit, the more chance you have of killing something. It's sort of basic math, really, or maths if you're in the UK. So yeah, it doesn't really matter, I guess. So hopefully that has kind of partly answered that question. Right, what we got on? We've got, Lauren's online. Hi, Lauren. He came to the tournament yesterday just to pop in and see us. It was great to see him. He sometimes comes along to the Dwarf Club. Lauren, he might do some Germans in disguise. Oh, I'm going to be looking to hear the story behind that one, but I'm looking forward to that. If I do Sicilian Mafia, it will definitely be a focus on Operation Underworld Segmentum. That's a fantastic Mafia. Where could you go wrong? That sounds brilliant. Mick Sturman, he's doing Dak. Fantastic. Raven Hobbies has never played before or collected bolt action, so he's currently doing a list on Easy Army before breaking into the box. And that's actually very good advice. Go and play with Easy Army. It's free, and you can do different sort of list builds before you actually make the models, so you know what models and how you want to arm them. That's a really good idea. Lord Marterius is asking, what is everybody's paint of choice? So if you could add it in for Lord Marterius, that'd be great. I go with Army Painter. Their new range of paints, can't remember what they're called offhand. I should be able to tell you. What's the new range called? War Paints. War Paint Fanatic is what I use, and I find them excellent. But really, you're going to get used to whatever you've got, and you've got to be able to go out and buy the odd colors you want. A lot of people just mix colors. I think a wet palette is probably your best purchase. We might cover that in a future video sometime, so very well worth. I used to use Citadel when I started off, and they do have brilliant coverage, Citadel base paints. But find out what you like. Where are we? Great show. Oh, thank you, Kevin. You're way too nice, but thank you. I appreciate it all. And D2 and 2D. Nice to see you on Saturday, Paul. Saturday was great. Saturday was great. Who the heck are you? I don't recognize D2 and D2 and 2D. God, I can't even say that. But yeah, we had a great time. I love Saturday. It's actually been one of my favorite Saturdays. So brilliant. Mix of AP. Yeah, that's paints. Random rules question for Segmentum on the one box challenge. Can you run multiple platoons as long as you stay within the 30 limit? Yes, why not? This is supposed to be about fun. No reason you can't run multiple platoons if you can get them into a 500-point list. Go for it, mate. I'm right behind you. I know exactly who D2 and 2D is. I'm glad you had fun. And that last game, there was a young lad watching you and your partner that you were playing, and he had a great time. This was actually, I think, my moment of the tournament as I was watching around in the last game. D2 and 2D were D2. They're not two people, you idiot, Paul. D2 and 2D was playing a game, and a chap came in with his young son, and we're sitting watching their game, and both of the guys who were playing there entertained them, answered all the questions, and actually Dad went out with instructions to go and buy a box of soldiers so that his son could start off playing bolt action, because they have been playing the other game by the other company in Nottingham. And I think Dad was finding it a bit expensive, to be honest. So they were going to be having a go at getting into bolt action. So great job. That's what the game is all about, and getting in. I love that. And that really was, I mean, they were at their table for about 20 minutes or half an hour. They were thoroughly engrossed with the chat, and the two guys there were explaining everything to them. It was lovely to see. Where are we on time? Yeah. Oh, yes, it is. I remember getting into the hobby with my boys. That's why I got into the hobby. And then I met Brian, and it all went downhill after that. But yeah, I had a great time. I used to play with my son when he was at the house quite regularly. And that's actually how the WarHQ all got started, because myself and Harrison did a weekly kind of newsy show about what was going on in bolt action. If you go back and have a look at my old videos, I've left one of them up, which was the Tipsy Harrison episode, which was everybody's favorite episode, because God bless my little son. At that stage, let's say, of course, I didn't know at the time, let's put that up officially, but he did like to imbibe on a few drinks. And Harrison, yeah, he was quite tipsy in that show. There's a few lines. There's one or two wee swearies. But yeah, go and have a look and have a little laugh. That was Harrison. How's Harrison doing? Harrison is doing fine. I think he is in Bathgate at the moment and working away. And doing well. And then my other son, Stephen, he's away in New Zealand at the moment, but he used to play War 40K. That's how we got into it with the boys, 40K, and then he got into bolt action. But if you ask Stephen, my other son now, he will deny he ever played toy soldiers, but it's all lies. He definitely did play toy soldiers. Now, what are we looking? So what's going to be dropping into the channel next week? Well, something that I'm working on, and particularly relevant as we're doing the one box challenge, is that on Friday night at the club, I had a 500-point game, which I have filmed. And what I want to do with that film footage is, it's about an hour 5 long. And so it's literally a camera positioned above a 4x4 table, just showing you exactly what goes on. And what I want to do is do a commentary overlay on that to give you an idea of, as we were playing the game, what was going through my head, and kind of doing a little commentary on it and sort of interposing what I think the enemy is up to, what mistakes I made, and hopefully that will be a format which will engage people and possibly help people. It takes quite a while to do the commentary and do the cutting of the film, so it's a little bit time intensive. But if people like it, we'll maybe look at doing more of that type of thing. Probably stick with small games, 500-point games to start with. And it could be something that if any of you are local enough that I can either travel to you or you can travel to me, and we could have a few 500-point games up on the YouTube channel with some of my regulars, as I'm calling you at the moment. So we've got that coming. I'll do another one in the series of new to bolt action. Not quite sure of the exact subject at the moment. I am currently working on some stuff for solo play, which might tie in nicely with the 500-point challenge. So if you can't get to a tournament, there's not too many 500-point tournaments, but I think they'll make a refreshing change and get some of us more serious players to chill out a little bit. So we could do that. At the moment, I'm not geared up to do the online tabletop battle with bolt action, but at some stage, maybe a wee bit, 6 months or something, it'd be quite nice to challenge some of you guys online to a game that we can tape and let people see. But that's far down the road. What's happening next week, Paul? I'll do a French work in process update. I'm not quite sure. We'll do that. Try and illustrate to guys who are just getting into the game and just starting off. Is there one box? Is the first box as to how you might go about doing the build? So that little sneaky secret of using Easy Army. Who was that? I think it was Raven Hobbies was doing that. We'll show people to do that first, then go and do the build. Might be something we'll see up there. We'll maybe do another one in the rules from the introductory box. Now, the rules in the introductory box are a little bit light, as I would describe them. So they're not the full in-depth rules at the moment, but they're quite good wee set of rules as the pack implies for an introduction. And we'll carry on with that to get some people playing quickly early on. And if you guys have got any suggestions for what you would like to see, I am well open to any of those at the moment. What else am I working on? And I'm working on doing some more in-depth tutorials with bits of video that are illustrating what I'm talking about. At the moment, we just do basically head to camera, and I'd like to go in a wee bit deeper and be able to introduce some film work to show you these bits that we're talking about. And I have still on my desk, I was going to do it last week, I want to do another short video about shape charges, in particular what effect they have on troops in buildings. I'm guessing most of you will know that, but anybody that's new to the hobby can get caught out with a couple of Panzerfaust in a building destroying their veteran unit, as I know to my cost, because it was done to me and I've forgotten all about it, to be honest. I should know better. I've been playing long enough, but it's amazing. So it's kind of a good video for anybody, because if you're not playing Panzerfausts or shape charge weapons, you might indeed be facing them. So that'll be a little video for next week. What else have we got? Oh, well. Oh. So give me a second. I'm going to go in and bring up on Facebook if I can find it. You would think I would be able to find it, seeing as it's one of my events. Well, actually, I say it's my event. Craig does all the work, but don't tell anybody. And I just pitch up and take a little bit of the glory. Here it is. No, that's not it. It's an event. Let's go back and try that again. There we go. Bring up the event, please. There we go. Now, give me a second. I'll bring it up onto the screen for you. Let's come out of there and go into Facebook. Share. There we go. And I'll just pass you the link. You can see me going in there. Share this link with others. It's on my clipboard. I'll put it up in the chat at the side here. Paste. That'll take you to it, and that'll give you all the information for it. Segmentum. Where are we? Tanker bricks. Oh yeah, those Japanese lunge poles. Yeah, but usually they don't fall off. Those suicide bombers are quite spectacular. I'm just going to bring the details of the Art of War down so you guys can see them. So if I put in there, see more. These just rough. We haven't got the full pack up yet, but it gives you a pretty much all the information you need. 500 points, 1 day, £15 a player. That's going to include your lunch, lots of pizza. I can fully recommend it, and we can cater for various catering needs. 28 mil, yeah, what you see is what you get. There's no painting requirement. This is for fun. So if you're not a great painter or you don't want to paint, just bring your grey stuff along, and it's going to be 4 games in 90 minutes. Usual stuff. We're going to do an army list submission, and yes, both TOs are hoping to play. So the missions will be chosen by Bo Mortensen so that we aren't prejudicing it with our builds. So we'll probably release the missions once we've submitted our army list, and then Bo will let us know what the missions are going to be. Is how I'm guessing it's going to go. But that gives you all the content. If you go up and somewhere you should be, so see in the top bit here, just got to highlight it there. You can see if you're going, in which case there'll be a link on YouTube, or not on YouTube, on Facebook for you. And then there's a little discussion bit here. So you can add a post, you can ask questions, and you can get yourself signed up. I think myself and Craig, yeah. So we're going to have at least 30 spots. We probably can squeeze in about another 10 if we need to, but let's see how many we get going. I'm hoping it might be quite popular. So you want to contact us fairly quickly to let us know if you want us to reserve a space for you. Get back to the streaming screen. There we go. Yeah, those suicide bombers. I've never come across the suicide bombers that go against infantry yet. I've only played Japanese once. I think that was at the WTC. I got a draw, but it wasn't as horrific as I thought it might be, to be honest. I didn't think they were that great. Mind you, we were playing on a table with an awful lot of scenery on it. So it was difficult for him to get into a position to do a banzai. Although I think he did put off the banzai against me, but it wasn't that effective. So we're starting to wind down now. I have been rumbling on for nearly an hour, about 50 minutes. Any last questions, guys, before I go up and cuddle up with my good lady and watch something funny on the telly? See what else we've got here. Oh, the train from Manchester. Yeah, no, have a look at that. If you need a lift anywhere, let me know because I could come and pick you up or whatever, and we could sort that out. Oh, that would be really good if either of you or both of you guys, even better, could make it up. Yeah, no, see if you can, guys. If you can even get into, if you can get into Edinburgh, if it makes it slightly cheaper, probably won't. I can definitely pick you up from Edinburgh, or I could pick you up from Glasgow. But I think Edinburgh's probably easier for the East Coast. Anyway, let me know if we can help in any way, guys. Please just drop the message. I'm thinking 10th. I think I've got something else on the day before. Anyway, have a think about it, sort it out. If you want to come, we will try and facilitate it as much as we can. Oh, look at Lauren. Thank you, Lauren. Good man. Oh, might be. Have a sort it out, guys. You can manage. Sure, you can. I would love to pick you up from the Isle of Wight, Caractacus. In fact, I wouldn't mind coming down to play a game with you in the Isle of Wight. And maybe I think I am trying to get down to Bovington. There's a tournament down in Bovington. So it's not that far away from the Isle of Wight. If I could get across for a wee game. I don't think they do the hovercraft anymore, unfortunately. That was the last time I went to the Isle of Wight. So you know how far long ago that was. But we could come over on the ferry. I'll have to look and see what that is. Yeah, fantastic. So we're winding down now. Go and join the Bolt Action Bootcamp if you can on Facebook. Like and subscribe on, if you haven't already, on the YouTube. Any comments you can leave that you feel you would be happy to on the YouTube is always a wee help for the channel. I now have an affiliate link at Warlord. It took them long enough to get it to me, but I will start putting the affiliate link up. So if you want to support us using the affiliate link, which you'll start to see on the video descriptions now, would be a little bit of a help. That would be fantastic. So next Sunday, the next briefing is going to be at the same time. That's 8:30 GMT. So for now, guys, yep, the hovercraft is still going. That's actually amazing. I thought it would be dead and buried by now. So we'll have a look at that, Caractacus. So yeah, take care, guys, even. And we'll see you all again next week. Thanks very much for joining in. I'm very grateful, guys. As I say, we'll talk next week.